Welcome back to another reaction for Snowball Earth episode 9.
敵行ったか。全員青の方へ向かっていきました。
ドローンの映像を出す。戦況はよくも襲ったな。私たちを、人間のホームを、人間が。
こいつだ。目当ての小熱怪獣か。依然追い詰めてるのは俺たちだ。ぶっ倒そう。
狙撃100回。
そうやな、タミヤ。チェックや。
The whole point is to take this kaiju, right? Because it's fire, they need some fire for the snow guy. So you can't kill it. So you have to be careful.
Wouldn't
it make sense to now just go underground and come under the guy that uses the range attacks, right? Get rid of him first.
まだだ。
堅実に勝って3対1や。必ず小熱怪獣を手に入れたる。村の人間は熱源がなけりゃ長くは持たんやろうが、まあ尊い犠牲ということで。
What the fuck are you talking about? What is this garbage? You wanted to kill them all. And now you're like, oh, it's a noble sacrifice. I expected you to say, oh, we can kill them after we got the flame kaiju, right?
世界はビエルデが救ったる。
ビエルデ。
村長、どうしました？
思い出した。あの敵がつけてた肩の部隊章。2400部隊。ビエルデ。エルデ時代、噂になっていた相模という男の部隊だ。
Okay.
相模一隻。優れた軍人だ。
Quite honestly, who cares? Who cares? We already had his backstory. We don't need another backstory. Right? Who cares about it?
家柄もよく、他の隊員にも慕われ、多くの実績を残し、エルデ内の評判がすこぶるよくてね。ある時から相模が異常なスピードで昇進していった時も、直属の上官や敵対者が運悪く不審死を遂げたにもかかわらず、大きく取り沙汰されることはなかった。しばらくしてそんな相模が救世主をターゲットにしたっていう風聞が立ち始めた。エルで上層部に反やぶさめ派が増え、水面下でにわかに力を増しているなんて話も聞こえてきてね。それからすぐだったよ。奴のビエルデ計画が承認されたのは。
救世主は唯一なのか？いや、超えられる。真に才ある子供たちと。
At this point, the fight is already going on for quite some time. You were still unable to get on his level at all. And even if you are, he's still going to be the hero because he was the one that led to this. It's like, Christopher Columbus is seen as more or less the first person to find America, which doesn't matter that it's not true. But he's seen as the big, great explorer. There were a lot of people after him that came exploring. No one cares about them. The first person is the important part because this is the one that started the whole movement, because he made it clear that you can get there. And now everyone is following. He was the one risking it all, and he is remembered for that.
隊長兼教官の私がいれば
相模が結成を目指したのは潜在能力試験でやぶさめ鉄夫級の成績を出した子供たちによる救世主部隊。一流アスリートの子供、貴族階級だった家庭の子供、そして孤児、多くの子供たちが基地に連れてこられた。何人かの同僚は当時の相模がこう言っていたのを聞いたらしい。何者でもいい、私を
救世主。
Which is also one of the problems. Even if this succeeded, they would be the savior, not you.
厄介だよ。
立てるか
もちろん人間の大地。差し迫ってる敵だけで怪獣3体。私たちが倒す以外の選択肢ないしね。こちらは1、あちらは3。理不尽な悪意。昔村長が言ってたな。悪意は雨、誰にだって必ず降る。避けても濡れてもいい。ただ己の在り方は曲げるなって。私の在り方、このモールを守る。3体やっつけてやる。
穴から出てくる。エロス、エラー、7時の方向。
アレース捕食隊のシャウ出てけ。
Okay, okay. I mean, I found it pretty stupid to be like, hey, yo, artillery, go for the big fucking fire tornado. 7 o'clock. Oh, there's another one, I guess, somewhere.
ブラフや。
It makes the most sense. Go for the
地下の
artillery.
氷を溶かして横穴作っとる。誠の方、地下を飛んどるぞ。
地下？そんなの捕捉できないわ。だからよかった。ヘパイストスの首の傷も治ってきて、煙もたくさん出たところで捕食体制ラブリアス。ヒュー
Why the fuck are we going for him? He's the only person that did not do anything in the last fight. Why are we not going for the guy that has long range abilities? Because if we get rid of him, we don't know what the turtle did at this point. If we get rid of him, they can't snipe us anymore. Then we only need to deal with the flying guy next. And then we are free. We can do whatever we want. Again, we did not know what the turtle did. So why go for the one person you have no idea about? And that seems to be the most defensive? Because turtle, shell and stuff?
西園寺誠。怪獣の名はヘパイストス。能力は吐いた噴煙の操作。煙の下に超重力を。
あれ、何これ。まずは一体
誠。
I don't really know. Is fire affected by gravity? I don't know. We know the apple is affected by gravity, but what about fire? Because is it I am talking about gravity, not like a vacuum, because that clearly up, but because maybe the form of the fire is going up because of the burning, so it's like a propellant away from the gravity. But if you increase the gravity, is it going to smush the fire down? I probably should look that up later. I can look it up now. Who cares? Is fire affected by gravitas? Fire is heavily affected by gravity, primarily through the process of buoyancy. On Earth, gravity pulls cooler, denser air downwards, which displaces the lighter hot gases of the flames and forces them upward. This upward flow gives fire its familiar flickering teardrop shape. In a zero-gravity environment like space, buoyancy does not occur because hot gases do not rise. Oxygen reaches the fire much slower through natural diffusion. As a result, fire in microgravity burns a small, quiet, pale blue sphere. Meaning, increasing the gravity is going to make it easier for the fire to go up then. Because the fresh air is going to be drawn faster down. Okay. Seemingly. I don't know about the buoyancy though. Let's see, fire and high gravity. Is there anything? High gravity fire burns more intensely, quickly, and cleanly because of stronger buoyancy. The heavier, colder, oxygen-rich ambient air is pulled down with more force, pushing the hot, spent, and oxygen pool. So it's essentially pressure. Pressure is pulling the fire up easier because all the oxygen is being pushed down faster. Okay, so fire is essentially stronger in high gravity. So this is essentially you just buffed her ability. Good to know. It is insane how much stronger this guy is, KFC. Maybe because Japanese likes KFC, but it is insane. She was able to defeat 2 of them, supposedly. Pretty quickly.
こんなもん操縦士関係あらへんぞ。ただ怪獣の出力差で圧倒されてる。超熱怪獣。こいつ大怪獣クラス。
あと1体。大地。
Did we at least burn the people as well? They should be dead, right? But because this is like a family-friendly show, no one is getting killed, I assume. I don't really know. At least not through humans, maybe?
ここが避難所。第一研究所。
鉄夫！こっちだ！こっち！
ジョージ！お姉ちゃん元気？今元気になった。よかった。無事で。
お前らの寝袋と食料持ってくれ。あと鉄夫、戦ってくれたってな。ありがとな。大丈夫かな、モールは。
村長たち早く来ないかね。
行く今のうちに切っとくか。長丁場になるかもしんねえしな。おい、ここでテント張っていいかい。
It is interesting how well organized everything is in such a dire situation. But good for them.
構わねえよ。
いいんだっけ？俺ここにいて。
怪獣を殺せるから避難しろ。ありがとな。
氷の天井だいぶ薄い。もしあそこを狙われたら。
どう守りましょうか。ここに怪獣が現れたら。
雪よ。
ああ、戦わないんでした。うわあ、これ考えてしまう。私柔軟な AI なのに。
雪よ、あれ見て。
Is it alternative robot? No.
これはスクラップ&電気炉と 3D プリンターです。
Sure. Why not? We just 3D print the rest of him, sure.
スノーマンシリーズのパーツもある。
懐かしい。
そいつは素材っつってたぜ。初代技術課長が作ったんだよ、この機械。スクラップをガンガン溶かしてチューブ通ってヌーッと出るって。
ああ、3D プリンターの。動かないんですか？
さあ、でも電気通ってねえしな。エネルギーを食いすぎるとかでこいつを使ったのは結局一度きりのはずだぜ。そんだけは校舎を改造したとか。
電気。
I did not even really think about how is our egg boy moving without electricity, right? But yeah, I mean, the only thing he needs now is like a blueprint for the rest of him. Or are we going to print a new body?
動かして直して戦うんですか？
そうか、俺また。
避難しろ。死ね
とりあえず直しとくとか。
何かを先送りにした。
しかし直すったってな、電気がな。
システムはハックできますし、私の残エネルギーも使えますが。
Okay, so we print something that cannot fight. Because no electricity.
戦闘分まで使い切っちゃいそうです。
お、下々んとこの双子。お前ら暇あるなら仕事しろよ。いくらでもあるだろう。あっちには非常発電用の自転車たくさんあるのに、俺なんか一人でずっと漕いでんだぞ。お、おいおいおい、さあ、俺休憩しようとしてたんだってのに。まあまあいいけどよ、体動かしてた方が気も晴れるしな。
何してるんですか？
直すんだって。手持ち無沙汰参上。
久しぶりに漕ぐな。
Wouldn't it be better to have an idea what is going to happen and then get them to pedal? It sounds like they have not really planned ahead. Or how do we have a battery?
私のエネルギープラス皆さんが作った電気で 3D プリンター動きます。
煽る雪男が。心臓パーツは最低限に。スクラップのパーツも漁ってみて。雪男。
はい、設計もお任せください。
So he took control of the 3D printer. I assumed as much. Because otherwise this would not work at all. The next couple hours, I guess. Did we kill them? Are they dead? Also, she was like, yo, 2 down. Are they really? Wouldn't the bird be really hot? I feel like you would burn yourself attacking the bird.
来たでチャンス。降りたな地上に。アレス。
泉那由他。怪獣の名はアレース。能力は飛行と引き換えの超旅力強化。耐熱スペックも大幅に
Heat resistance, okay.
強化。
ハイタイム。
Hey, that is cool. I'm gonna fly away.
たまらんぞ俺の一手。今この距離なら焼き尽くされるより先にアレースの拳がお前に届く。だって俺たちが夢を果たすんや。
Why do I feel like KFC is using a different element? It is using fire the whole time, but for some reason I feel like he's going to use electricity as well. Maybe ice. Because they made the point that his heat resistance was increased. So we just change our element. And we are not KFC anymore.
いや炎が集まっていって
Never mind.
まるで
ノギアオ。怪獣の名は人間の大地。能力は特殊な熱エネルギーの操作。
Unique heat-based energy. Okay, so we have the sun.
操作。凝縮することでその火力は上昇し続ける。
捕食体制太陽の子。
I mean, the ability itself is pretty cool. The Posha, not that much of a fan, but it's a strong ability. I don't know. Normally in shows, what they like to do whenever a flame gets hotter and more powerful, they like to change the color. That would have probably been a nice little touch here. Because overall, it just looked like we have a big fireball that turned into smaller fireballs that we launched and destroyed him. Now, maybe later on, this kaiju is going to change its color to show more heat. I don't even know if that is how it works. I know if it's really, really, really hot, it's white. But I don't know if it has blue color. Because I feel like the reason why we do that is because of like burner and stuff. But I feel like their color is because of the whatever you burn to make it hot. Color hot flame. The hottest color of flame is blue, often transitioning to violet. The flame indicates complete combustion and burns at temperatures ranging from yada yada yada. Dark red, orange, yellow to white to blue. Blue is the last one, huh? Are you sure? I guess. This one has it differently. Because I know if you burn different metal dust, you have different color. But I maybe if it gets blue, so that it goes. Who knows? But it seems to change color. So maybe we get that later. A little bit of a color change to showcase, hey, now we are really hot. Also, did we kill the guy?
勝った人間の大地青
And now the rest of the dudes. I mean, it's mostly Hephaestus? No, not Hephaestus. whatever he calls his stupid things, that is the only one, right? Because the other, one of the kaijus got killed early on. We have the kaiju of the main antagonist and the kaiju that has the teleportation, right?
転送だ。
捕食体制ここそこ。
チェックメイツ。危ない。心臓まで刻んでは殺してしまう。なあ、ヘラクレス。怪獣が急に上から青。
やはり相模か。
青こいつさっきまでのとは格が違う。やるならサッカーだ。
We don't really know what its ability is, right? Didn't they say it gets stronger the more injured it is, or the more it regenerates? Also, wouldn't it make sense to just use the ice a little bit to regenerate? Go through the ice because your fire is mating it. Get a little bit of a downtime because we are so injured.
炎をぶち込む。狙うは人間。 怪獣使いをビビらせて自ら引いてもらう。さあ炎が行くぞ。
I feel like you're attacking the mall.
そして炎は口の中までは届かない。
Not how fire works.
さらにその程度の火力ではヘラクレスは止まらない。
よ割れてた。霧も炎も完全に確信していた。どうやってそんな方法。
大量の子だ。 なんとか炎を引き出してもう一発。
ダメ。あれを撃つには集中しないと。こんな殴られながらじゃ。
簡単には仕留めんぞ。
So that is the ability of this kaiju.
部下の借りを返す。徹底的に痛めつける。心を折る。なんだったかな。次はそうだ。超能力。
I guess you can read minds.
おっと。 落とすわけにはいかないな。
大佐、さすがです。これで東京の極寒地帯に近づける。地球を滅ぼした人型を倒して、我々が救世主ですね。
So you leave her alive, so you can use the fire guy. Okay. Also, either you can read the mind or you can manipulate the mind, or both.
悪か。理解している。過不足なく私が盆栽であること。だが夢を諦める理由にはならない。
翔さん、空見ました？新型スノーマン。怪獣ぎょうさんやっつけたらピエルデが救世主やんな。
ああ、子供たち、今君らの機体を作っているよ。ビエルデ計画は軌道に乗った。 もう慰め哲夫は気にするな。この子たちと新たな機体で私は救世主となる。悪か、いいな。理想を果たすのに手段を選ぶ余裕があるのか、お前は。
外れてます。
Why are you missing? Why are you not letting someone shoot that would not miss?
村長。
銃は苦手なんだ、私は。
音一。
はい、ヘルメス行け。
もう誰にも私の邪魔はさせん。
Oh no, who would have thought?
そりゃこう呼びたくもなる。救世主。
Looks a little bit like Meta Knight, right?
鉄夫、いいのですね。戦うのですね。あの男と再び。
気づいたんだよ。最近さ、前より人が一人一人がよく見えるんだ。
Each person, you are talking to people. I don't know if you can acknowledge that, but you are actively talking to people.
でもそれは
Goddamn shit ending, no. Try to make friends, open my heart just because I got hurt once. I don't want to close it again. Used to this.
ドロー、コミュニケーション。
But why with him?
頭部の補修、右側のブースト直したのか、スノーマン。神様ありがとう。鉄を殺す機会を私にくれて。
スクラップの中にいい機体がありました。スノーマンシリーズ16号ボディ。コンセプトは短期要塞。
Okay. So I guess that is what we are going to try to unlock. We get like little body parts upgrades through all the different snowman series.
いや、
You don't understand why you want to
人
talk
と
to
は
me.
熱い喧嘩。
Great Kaiju War. Ooh, okay. I do not. I mean, it's you know, having why have the ending play necessarily? Fair enough. At least we get a little bit extra time. But I mean, it was clear that he's going to come back last second. I assumed at some point that maybe they just kidnap her and the kaiju, and we have to launch a rescue mission. On the other hand, I feel like he would just destroy the whole mall because like half his troop got destroyed, which makes this a very costly endeavor. Maybe there are more people back at base because you lost like all of your fighting force. You lost the flying dude, you lost the gravity turtle, you lost the artillery guy that was seemingly the only one that did anything really, all just to get the flame kaiju. So unless you have more people back at home, I feel like your mission failed, right?